For me, the way I always get into a character is through their wardrobe. When I literally inhabit them,
Everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous.
I feel so much more, clothes are very expressive to me. I feel like a different person given whatever.
She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that.
She was in control, she was in power, and she took over this film.
That's okay. I identify as a feminist, right?
You can't just put me in any clothes and give me any words and have me step in and transform. And I used to be very insecure about
Lively's dominated the media. What they did was they worked with the New York Times.
that. I used to feel like an imposter because I would watch actors who were just shapeshifters. They could do it in any circumstance.
Blake Lively will be sued. Ryan Reynolds, for sure. Blake Lively was no victim here.
Journal as if I was Ryle and the things that Ryle experienced in his life.
They shared illegally obtained text messages. They shared those together.
And I had to create, as an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that for myself.
Her publicist worked directly with the New York Times.
And I just really believe.
They concocted a complaint that they filed with the Civil Rights Division.
Really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real.
Get ready for one of the most talked about celebrity rumors of the year, one that's been quietly simmering behind the scenes, only to erupt into a frenzy of speculation that has fans, critics, and insiders riveted. From whispered on-set flirtations to alleged behind-the-scenes power struggles, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have found themselves at the center of a swirling storm of gossip that just keeps escalating. If you thought you'd heard it all, buckle up, because new details and theories suggest there's far more going on beneath the polished Hollywood surface than anyone initially realized. This is the story of two talented stars whose paths crossed on a promising film project, only for it to unravel amid conflicting accounts and wild suspicions of secret feelings. Whether you're here for the drama, the love stories, or simply the thrill of seeing your favorite actors in a new spotlight, what you're about to learn will challenge everything you thought you knew. So sit back, get comfortable, and let's delve into the sensational saga that's stirring up waves on social media and setting tongues wagging across Tinseltown. Before we dive into all the juicy specifics, let's set the stage. Blake Lively is a household name, adored for her poise, style, and charm, not to mention her performances in various romantic and action-driven roles. Then there's Justin Baldoni, equally admired for his depth, philanthropic endeavors, and ability to bring emotionally charged characters to life. When the two signed on to film It Ends With Us, fans were ecstatic. Project promised sizzling on-screen chemistry, a steamy love story, and a dash of real-life inspiration from a best-selling novel. First, everything seemed to align perfectly. The movie had a compelling plot, talented leads, and a highly involved production team determined to create an unforgettable romance. Yet as filming progressed, whispers began surfacing that not all was rosy behind the camera. By the time the rumor mill kicked into full gear, it was nearly impossible to ignore the murmurs of personal tension, creative clashes, and even hints of a deeper emotional entanglement between these co-stars. Those first whispers started, interestingly enough, with a question that took many by surprise.
I really love romance, and I love it as an audience member, and I love it in my real life, and I just really believe.
Did Blake Lively really develop genuine romantic feelings for Justin Baldoni during filming, and if so, did he reciprocate?
Put me in any clothes and give me any words and have me step in and transform. And I used to be very insecure about that. I used to
The mere suggestion that Blake, happily married to Ryan Reynolds and a mother of 4, could have been navigating unexpected emotions on set has turned the conversation into a tabloid goldmine.
feel like an imposter because I would watch actors who were just shapeshifters. They could do it in any.
At the same time, everyone following the production was talking about how the film appeared to be laced with extra heat.
I mean, for me, the way I always get into a character is through their wardrobe. When I literally inhabit them, I feel so much.
There were claims that intimate scenes went longer than usual, that emotional arcs were steered in ways that could only come from deeply personal inspiration, and that certain behind-the-scenes decisions seemed intended to amplify the closeness between the two leads.
Clothes are very expressive to me. I feel like a different person given whatever I'm wearing.
But was all this actual evidence of an unfolding mutual attraction, or just the sort of speculation that inevitably crops up when two actors share a passionate on-screen romance?
As if I was Ryle, and the things that Ryle experienced in his life, and I had to create.
To understand where the rumors began, you have to consider the roles they played and the filmmaking process that accompanied it.
As an example, the trauma that happened to him. I had to recreate that for myself.
It Ends With Us is known for its emotional intensity, driven by complicated relationships and dramatic turning points.
They omitted texts that would have provided context.
Justin Baldoni, who also served a key role in bringing the project to life, dove into the part of Ryle with a method-acting approach, keeping journals, analyzing the character's trauma, and essentially living through the lens of his role to achieve authenticity. Meanwhile, Blake Lively has always been candid about how she embodies characters.
Texts that were in the exact same string that would have provided context of what was really going on.
She's famously said that her transformation process happens through wardrobe and personal expression. She doesn't see herself as the typical shapeshifter actor who can fully disappear into a role regardless of environment.
In fact, they actually removed emojis from texts that show that there was satire.
If anything, Blake has remarked that she remains very much herself, layering her personal emotions and style onto her characters.
And there was joking around by the PR crisis agent.
When you place a method actor opposite someone who invests real personal essence into her performances, sparks are bound to fly.
The PR crisis agent was brought.
Every glance, every touch, every line of dialogue can start to blur the boundary between fiction and reality.
Because actually, Blake Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, was planting stories.
And that's precisely what observers latched onto once whispers emerged that Blake and Justin's off-screen energy might be reflecting their fictional personas in a way that transcended professional collaboration.
Negative to Justin.
Some insiders pointed to the fact that Blake, who'd taken a more hands-on role in production details, particularly the wardrobe and certain script rewrites, appeared to have orchestrated some of the steamiest moments in the film.
Your wife is sexually harassed. You don't make fun of Justin Baldoni.
She allegedly ensured that her costumes leaned into the sensual side, even pulling items from her personal closet to make certain scenes feel hyper-real. The question was this about cinematic authenticity, or was it an indication she wanted a more intimate connection with her co-star?
You don't make fun of the situation.
This speculation quickly gained traction among fans and industry watchers, many of whom started recalling Blake's past tendencies to form real bonds while playing out romance on screen. Justin's own reputation for intense, heartfelt portrayals only added fuel to the fire. From there, it didn't take long for rumor after rumor to surface, suggesting that the two leads were engaging in a kind of dance that blurred the lines between professional obligation and personal